the game. Ha ha ha. Where we last left, I'm going to continue Katawa Shoujo today, and where we last left off, I forgot. There's 72 hours left before the festival. Unless I forgot about the days. I mean, maybe it's actually 48 hours left. Oops, I'm going to minimize this. Crap, the super loud opening's not going to play now. But, not responding. You're not responding. I'm sorry for insulting you. Please come back. I didn't mean it. What? You can't just pull that crap on me. You can't just go, sorry, we crashed, and then go, oh, by the way, we're working now. It's rude. I take extras just for fun because, well, it's been quite a while. The juice box. Oh crap, we gotta play the best song. Show me the spoilers, man. Oops. That turned off the music. Hey, Zane. Oops, I'm starting back at the beginning. Crap. Nobody needs to see the beginning. At least I'm going to assume everyone saw the beginning. Wait, did I turn the game off? Oops. I meant to do that. I forgot quit would actually, well, quit. I should have went to main menu. Good, now up to speed on Haisao's tragic backstory. Exercise. More like Maltzercise. Anyway, however, my morning alarm goes off, and I flail about uselessly for a while until I remember that I decided to give morning runs another shot. I don't know if this is my greatest idea, but I'm determined to keep going. This is about my health, after all. Sure, things have been great lately for me, and that hasn't made existence so intolerable that I'm not going to try everything I can to stay healthy. Besides, it's all about asserting some kind of control over this thing, right? Us tifos to assert dominance. If I can manage that, well, I can manage anything. Well, at least that's what I keep telling myself. Once again, it would appear that I'm not alone in my run. Emmy has apparently been here for some time. Looks like she's already worked up a good sweat. Just when the hell does she come down here anyway? Oh, it's you. I'm surprised to see you again. Why is that? Well, not many people actually manage to come back for a second try. Wait, I'm offline? Something happened? I guess nothing happened. I guess my internet hiccuped. Did you miss anything? It was blank for a few seconds. Huh. Alrighty, well, whatever caused that. Well, not many people actually manage to come back for a second try. She frowns, seemingly annoyed by a passing thought. Like the rest of the track team, for instance. Still, it was only supposed to be on a volunteer basis, so it's not that big of a shock. And I guess it's pretty early in the morning. A shrug, and suddenly it appears that she's forgotten what she was talking about. Front disappears entirely, and she seems to step back to her previous train of thought. So, come on then! What? You're here to run again, right? Well, yeah. So come on! I find myself suddenly grabbed and yanked into the track. Things seem to be set on mirroring yesterday's run. That is, I seem to be struggling, while Emmy moves with effortlessness I find enviable. It's incredibly bothersome to be so easily worn out. Tell me about it. I should be patient, work towards things gradually, but it's difficult to stay positive about this. We're on the track and start our second lap. Emmy seems to have grown impatient keeping pace with me and begins to pull away. This is where I gave out yesterday. Will I be able to do more? Do I take it easy or do I go for it? You the best. Take it easy now. Go for it. Gotta take care of that protagonist's heart. We're gonna go for it. What am I doing here? Am I really just gonna fold and let Emmy pull ahead? I speed up, turning on Mach Drive. Hiya! The second lap's done quickly without even considering it. I keep going. He looks back over his shoulder at me and grins. Still going? Why you think I'm out of shape? Maximum overdrive! Hee-yah! Emmy laughs, without breaking her stride no less, and speeds up even more. Well, this is the way we're gonna play things. I increase my own pace as well. I feel my lungs burning and my legs are starting to question just what the hell I think I'm doing. Lactic acid screams in my muscles, but I close my ears. I can't let myself fall behind because that would be a loss. A rational voice in my head inquires mildly just when we started playing a game. I'd answered, but I'm having a lot of trouble thinking at present. She's so fast. How the hell does she keep... It's like a string pulling at my chest, a choking feeling of narrowness and pain. Right to think of anything else then, oh shit, the track disappears from under my feet. No! I stumble, one hand shooting down to clutch at my chest, the other hitting the track to keep me from falling on my face. Emmy rolls around and her eyes widen. I saw! She yells at me, sprinting from the other side of the track. What's wrong? Nothing, just... Keep your breathing steady. Calm down, don't panic. Don't panic. Do you need to get the nurse? I close my eyes, shutting out the outside world. My heart struggles to regain its rhythm. Slowly, the pain in my chest begins to subside. Soon, it's gone like nothing happened. It was... nothing? No, something happened there. Open my eyes and glance at a very worried Emmy. I think I'm fine. That voice sounds weird even to myself. Oddly, even in a matter of fact, it makes Emmy frown. I don't think you are. Seems to come to a decision and nods to herself. Right, you're coming with me. You gotta see the nurse. Emmy grabs my arm and drags me up. I feel a bit wobbly, but I refuse the shoulder Emmy offers for support. Honestly, I am a little ashamed by my own weakness. I'll not let Emmy concern about me, but it seems to be too late. Heck, I'd really rather not have anyone concerned about my condition, though at this point, it seems to be a bit too late for that as well. I'd like to be able to deal with the whole thing on my own, without having to be a bother to anyone else. While I'm wishing for things, I'd rather not have this condition in the first place. Nurse! Emmy crashes into his office without knocking, but it doesn't alarm the nurse in the least. Good morning, Sunshine. What's up? Sunshine? Anyway, he calmly sips his coffee mug and lays it down after following Emmy's gaze to me looming in the doorway. Okay, I sympathize with Protag Kun in this instance. I also kind of have a shitty heart. So, what brings you here? We were running and he stumbled over and started grabbing at his chest and I thought I couldn't get you and make... What the crap? Easy there, Emmy, calm down. We were running and stumbled over and saw our guy in his chest, and I thought I'd come get you and make him wait there, but then he said he was okay, but then I thought you would see him anyway, and... Easy there, Emmy. Calm down. I saw? What happened? I don't know. We were running, and then my chest started hurting like that time before, but away after a few seconds. It was just a flutter or something. Nurse frowns, as if to say that just a flutter is some kind of oxymoron. I didn't mean quite this much, just to get some exercise. You gotta be more careful, I saw. I was being careful. I just... Come to think of it, I just got into a race with a member of the track team. Doesn't seem as well as reasons as I thought it would. You just what? That is... I was racing Emmy. Emmy, is this true? Emmy fidgets, looking adorably contrite. Well... Finally, she can't seem to bring herself to say it aloud and merely nods. The nurse sighs and rubs his forehead with one hand tiredly. Emmy, you've gotta be more sensitive to the limits of others. I don't know if he told you, but Hisao has a bad heart, and getting him to race you was incredibly irresponsible. Actually, I started it. Nurse is stunned by my statements. You what? We were just running, and Emmy started to pull away, and so I, sped up to catch up to her. Nurse stares at the ceiling, mutters a prayer for patience to some god or another, and looks back down to both of us. So you're both stupid. That's a comfort, I guess. Now, come on, Hisao. Gotta make sure your heart's not going to explode or something. I dutifully obey and follow him to the adjacent room where we are certain that I am, in fact, not going to keel over and die. So, how does it feel? I don't know. Nothing much. Tired, but it might just be from the exercise. Just stay here for a few hours and rest, and we'll see how you feel after that. I guess an object, so I lie down on the infirmary bed. A thoroughly miserable Emmy comes in after getting an earful from the nurse in the other room. I couldn't hear what he said through closed doors, but I'm sure it wasn't pleasantries. So what is that on his computer? It looks like some kind of bizarre Goron fused with the moon. Look, I'm really sorry. I should have been more careful. Hey, you didn't know. It's not your fault. She looks awfully down, sorry, and my reassurances didn't mean anything much to cheer her up. I want to make it up to you. Again with that decisive nod. So you have to come to lunch with me. I'll bring it for you, okay? Something really, really good. I'll start with a you don't have to, but then shut up and just nod at her when I see her face. Good. We meet on the roof. We? Yep, the weather's nice now, so the roof's a great spot for lunch, you know? I see. You'll come, right? You wouldn't deny me the chance to make it up. You wouldn't deny me the chance to make it up to you. Of course not. Great, see you there. So far, every good intentioned decision we've made has had some sort of unforeseen negative consequences. Maybe next time we should do the opposite of what seems best. Well, the next choice pops up. I stay afloat somewhere between asleep and awake, feeling completely drained. Not only my body, but all of me is limp and paralyzed, apart from my senses. I swallow with difficulty, then try to lie as still as I can, which in this state is not a very hard thing to do. Nurse is shuffling around the other side of the curtains he drew to give me privacy. I can see his shadow shifting about in the sunlight. He has opened the window of his office. It's windy outside. Clean white curtains flutter in the breeze in a heavy, lazy motion, like waves. Light slips through them slowly, half absorbing into the fabric. I close my eyes. The breeze on my face feels like the soft fabric of the curtains. Listen to the sound of my heartbeat for a moment, trying to shout the sound of the nurse tapping away on his computer, and my own heavy breathing. It's steady. Damn it, not even a week and I end up like this again. I really screwed up this time. Should have known better than to play the half-baked sports star in front of a real one. And why did I try to act brave, like that heart flutter was no big deal, even when it was obvious it was? It was just a reflex, to push it away, to keep it inside. I didn't want it to happen. I didn't want Emmy to see it. Stupid, stupid, stupid. I have to be more careful. I'll end up in the hospital again, or worse. That's my final thought before I give in to the tiredness. I fell asleep. For how long? What time is it? Where am I? Am I dead? I'm dead, aren't I? I'm feeling a little lightheaded and I keep blinking compulsively. Just a current aside, I squint my eyes against the unfiltered light pouring in from the window. The texture of the campus feels nothing like the wind did before. Nurse looks up from his work, sitting exactly where he was before. Dawn of another day. How are you feeling? I really can't tell, so I don't answer anything. I'm feeling kind of groggy from falling asleep at such a weird time. Hopefully I don't look too weird. What time is it? Me croaking the question to gain some orientation. Nurse looking at his wristwatch before answering. Seems to be half past invisible. Things seem to be happening in slow motion. 10:15. I try to think for a moment what that means, but I'm not really sure. You didn't answer my question, I saw. Oh, fine. Climb down from the bed then. Let's see how you're doing. Don't. I try to do exactly that, only to sway dizzily when I move too fast. Nurse moves to support me by an arm and sighs. Stand up too quickly, is what I was gonna say. Just sit there, I'll check your pressure to make sure. My good intentions sure lasted for a long time. I shut up, embarrassed myself, while Nurse gets busy with an old-fashioned contraption in my arm. After a couple of minutes, he puts it away, looking neither pleased nor unhappy. You're alright. Head stopped spinning? Yeah. Good. And how are the cadets doing? You didn't show very good judgment out there, I saw. I saw the retort I was going to make. That's what I was thinking myself, but hearing it stated by somebody else makes me want to protest. Confirmed Protag isn't intelligent enough to tell time after being told the time. What you're saying is not pleasant to hear. Doesn't make him any less right. No, sir. He nods, also looking as neutral as he was before. It would be easy to be angry at him if he said, "Told you so" or something, but he doesn't. I can try and help keep your health, but ultimately the last call lies with you. Hoping this little episode will be something that'll remind you of that. Excuse me. Here, a note for your teacher, to avoid interrogation. I take the slip of paper he's offering and then make my leave, as I can't think of anything else to say, or even really want to. Stay out of trouble, you hear me? I don't think it was anything but a scare, but next time could be different. I hear you. Sympathy slightly retracting. There's some way to get to the school building straight from the auxiliary building. I'm not keen to find out and possibly get lost, so I go out to the exit that I know works. I stop at the stairs at the auxiliary building, deliberating for a moment between going to the dorms to get my bugs and stuff and going straight away to the class. The sun stings my eyes, so I head towards the dorms. Not as quiet as the courtyard was, naturally, so since everyone is in class, I knock lightly at the door of 3-3 and push open the door when Mutuo calls from the other side. Sorry I'm late. 15 pairs of eyes turn to me. Good morning, Nakai. Mutuo seems to be somewhat confounded by my coming in late, as if I interrupted his flow or something. Judging from the rambling lectures his class tend to be, that might be the case. I pass in the note Nurse gave me. Mutuo takes it with a nod and reads it quickly. Lifts his eyebrows and gives me a kind of stern look, but doesn't say anything, just nods solemnly again. Good morning, Chrono. I shrug and he gestures at me to run along, so I naturally do. Class goes on lazily. I think I'm starting to get into the rhythm of the school. I haven't even stopped worrying about taking notes and being overly attentive. The first days, I was pretty high-strung in class. Mutuo finishes his lecture about electricity early, but continues without a pause about the festival. So, as you know, the festival is on the day after tomorrow. I hope everyone's projects are going to be successful this year. Have a good time, but also come Sunday, please keep the meaning of this festival in your minds. Games and fried food! Everyone bursts out in laughter, and so do I. Yes, thank you, Mikado. What I meant was the rating of his feet tens is buried beneath the ring of the lunch bells, and everyone starts packing their things. Utoa deliberates for a moment, but since there almost nobody seems to pay attention anymore, he gives up and sits down. It's crowded in the hallway, or so crowded as hallways in this school probably get. Most students seem to be heading down for the cafeteria. Who are all these faceless nobodies? Normally I'd join the flow and grab a lunch myself, but today's different. Today I've been invited to lunch on the roof. In an odd location, but that's where I was told to go. Fortunately, I managed to find shelter in the storm in the lee of the classroom door. Eventually, the torrent subsides, and I step tentatively out into the hallway. I'm met by Emmy, who comes slowing down the hallway like a cannonball. Hey, I saw! Great timing! A super extra lunch today, as promised. Let's go upstairs! Stairway to the roof is a little dilapidated, but it's clearly been used recently. Top of the stairs is a door, complete with a missing padlock. Wonder who the introverted individual that removed the lock. Amy shoves the door open and steps beaming into the sunlight. Suddenly, a tall, dark stranger appears out of nowhere, standing imposingly in front of us. Amy flinches back, almost falling back down the stairs. Eek! Hello. Apes! You scared me, Ren! Wait, isn't she... Hello. Noticing that Ren is speaking to me, Amy looks curiously at me. You two know each other? I look confusingly at Emmy. She's that friend of yours? Ren turned her gaze towards the clouds drifting above the school. I didn't know you knew this person, Emmy. The awkward silence lasts only a few seconds until Emmy lets out a tiny giggle, shrugging the coincidence off. I invited Haisao for lunch. If you know him, that's just better. Oh, does that mean I don't get food? Or did you invite him for lunch without the lunch? Neither. I have food for 3. Nice thinking. Walk to the other end of the roof while I stand at the clock tower for a while, taking in the atmosphere. Nobody else but us here. I guess the roof is not as popular as it is in other schools. A few rundown benches and tables are scattered around the edges, perhaps in an attempt to make the rooftop less desolate. Small pebbles covering the roof rattle beneath our feet. I peek through the chain-link fence to take a look at the ground, schools, and beyond. Students are strolling in pairs and groups around the quadrangle and at the cafeteria. A few delivery trucks are driving past the school towards the convenience store nearby. Somewhere, a watchdog barks at a passerby. Somehow, I look towards the town center. The small town feel strikes me very strongly, almost palpably. Hectic lifestyle of big metropolises seems so far away and foreign here. Nobody has to run to catch a bus like their life depended on it, or get their senses overloaded by the neon lights and traffic jams. I feel surprisingly optimistic about this new life of mine, looking at my new hometown, even if it's going to be mine for only one short year. Finding out about my illness and having to move away from home all came so suddenly, I haven't had time to think about how I feel about it. I step out of the shadow of the clock tower to the open. I feel warmth touching my back. Sun shines from a perfectly clear cerulean sky. A cool breeze sweeping over the rooftop makes me shiver, but only briefly. The wind carries the scent of trees and flowers, not smog and car exhaust like it used to just a few weeks ago. Emmy settles on a bench with Rin in tow and produces 1 big and 2 small lunch boxes from her bag. Ta-da! Come on, Haisao, what are you waiting for? She's begging me to join them, making room on the already small bench. I sit myself on the corner of the bench to take as little space as possible. It's pretty cramped, but somehow all 3 of us fit on it. Impressive view. Amy expresses a giggle and places the lunchbox in front of Rin and hands another lunchbox to me. There you go, lunch as promised. Homemade no less. I'm impressed. Wow, this looks really good. Thanks, I make it myself when I can. Conversation dies off as I sit about the business of feeding myself. Taking a few bites, I glance up and notice Rin deftly opening the lunchbox and popping a pork full of food into her mouth using only her feet. Even though I've seen it before, I can't help but be impressed at her dexterity. Also a reminder of the sort of place I'm in right now. Will I ever get used to sights such as this? I can't decide if getting used to such a thing would be a good thing or a bad thing either. Does getting used to this place mean that I'm giving up on being a normal person? Or does it just mean that I'm becoming more understanding about those around me? I'm distracted from my thoughts by the sight of Emmy tearing into her lunch as if it had insulted her ancestors. You seem pretty hungry. Emmy looks up, mouth half full, and swallows it before nodding. My morning runs always work up an appetite. Which is great, because then I burn through lunch pretty quickly. Helps keep my girlish figure. What would happen if you lose it? Would you become a man? I nearly choked on my lunch trying not to laugh. It's a figure of speech. Does your figure have to run in the mornings too? Do you always talk like this? Talk like what? Like what? I think that answers my question. Never mind. So, I should think of some small talk and settle on the obvious question. How'd you two meet? Rin seems content to let Emmy answer this question. Someone in the housing department thought we'd complement each other well, so we were assigned rooms next to one another. Complement each other? Like shoes in a suit. Huh? Emmy giggles at my confusion. Put us together, we got all our limbs. Get it? Ah. So I started helping Rin get ready in the mornings, and that was that. I mean, you can't help someone get dressed every morning and not get along. I see. Rin chooses this moment to interject. I have trouble with shirts. Right, that seems fairly obvious. Really? Kind of? This isn't helping, but at least Emmy seems to find the whole thing funny. That, combined with the fact that Rin is genuinely curious, makes me feel slightly better and yet confused. Food dexterity is actually surprisingly easy to develop, it's just flexibility that's the problem. I mean, you got no arms. So, putting on a shirt seems like one of those things that would be difficult. You know what? I'm just gonna stop talking now. It'll save me a lot of trouble in the long run. Rin nods in what I suspect is meant to be a sage manner. I see. The conversation dies as I turn my attention back to my lunch. It's really quite good. Emmy finishes her lunch first and makes a contented noise. That was good. As she busies herself with cleaning up her lunch, Rin speaks up. I'm thirsty. Oh, I almost forgot about that. Sorry. With a flourish, she reaches into her bag and grabs a trio of juice boxes. She tosses me one that appears to be cranberry juice, one to Rin that appears to be some kind of strawberry milk, complete with pink color scheme, and keeps an equally pink box of some kind of fruit punch for herself. Rin dexterously grabs her straw through the top of her box and begins to drink. I'm once again impressed by how flexible she is, but this time I keep my comment to myself. Somehow I don't think either Emmy or Rin is the sort of people to think twice about the way they work around their particular disabilities. Rin especially so. Indeed, she gives off the impression of being entirely unaware that she's missing any limbs at all. Whether or not that's a conscious decision is another matter. I'm honestly not sure. So, hi Sa, how do you like it up here? It's quite nice, actually. I like high places for the view. Thanks for inviting me up here. Plant insensitivity, another -1 to protacon sympathy. And for lunch, too. Hey, grins a 1,000-watt grin. Please my response, I suppose. No problem. Feel free to eat it with us next time, too, okay? I won't make you lunch, but you can bring your own up here. No lunch service? I don't know. Emmy looks mock offended. Trying to take advantage of my good nature? The nerve! She giggles. Oh, that's your answer. I guess Rin and I will just keep eating lunch, all alone. I am suddenly assaulted by the most heartrending puppy dog eyes I've ever seen. SME pats? Kidding, I was kidding! Love to eat lunch up here again. Good location, and the company's okay too. Amy frowns a bit at my declaration of okay, but seems happy enough that I've accepted her invitation. I guess this makes us friends now. Or at least acquaintances. Lunch bell rings, signaling a return to downstairs. Rin, you didn't finish your lunch again? I wasn't that hungry. If you don't eat more, you're gonna fade away. Rin shrugs, as if this is an acceptable risk. Come on, we better get going. We always head down the stairs together. The afternoon classes passes. Once again, I find myself without a plan for something to do after school, so I head to the library to return a couple of the books I finished reading. Walking inside, I see that there are about as many students here as there were on Tuesday, all the more evident from the almost total silence enveloping the room. Whoa! I drop the books from I borrowed into the return slots into the counter. Yuko suddenly pops up from behind it, quite startled from the banging they make as they hit the trolley next to her. Oh, sorry, Yuko. I didn't mean to startle you. No, that's fine. It happens a lot. I'm used to it by now. Can I help you? It's okay. I think I know where everything is. Thanks anyway. I suppose I'll grab another book or two while I'm here. There's not much else to do, and after reading so much during my stay in the hospital, it's become a hard habit to break. It took Potakun almost having a heart attack because of her twice just for him to barely get acquaintance zoned. I wander down the fiction section towards the back of my library, scanning the bookshelves for anything that catches my eyes. As I do, I look over to the corner where Hanako had been the last time I was here, not really expecting anything to come of it. Surprisingly, though, she's there, absorbed completely in a fairly thick book. I decided against intruding on her like last time and get back to finding reading material. After an indiscernible amount of time perusing the aisles, I finally decide on a couple of books to get and slide them off the shelf. With a minimum of fuss, I quickly walk over to the counter, check out my books, and pop them into my bag as I walk out. By the time I leave the main building, sunset isn't too far away. A small trickle of students remain, but the majority have left, presumably to their homes and dorms. Feeling utterly drained, I head to my room to read the books I borrowed. There's been enough action and excitement for one day already. First is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I know the story, of course, but I never actually read the original book. It's just as trippy as I remember the story to be, with the wacky characters and the nonsense plot. I started thinking of myself as some kind of an Alice too, haplessly tumbling down the rabbit hole into this cripple wonderland. Okay, that's a rather strong expression. Still, the isolated location, the overt way the school accommodates to absolutely everything is unsettling. It's like another world. Wonder why I can't shake the feelings of being an outsider like Alice, despite most everyone being so hospitable and friendly with me. Turning another page, my mind starts drifting further away from the book. It's quiet. I hear my heartbeat thumping against the fabric of my shirt. Through the looking glass, it's barely legible. For some reason, it makes me feel really bad, like it has since that time in the forest with Iwanako, like how I was locked in a cage with something nasty and scary. I put the book down for a while and stared at the ceiling, taking my time to shake off the feeling. 200 pages later, I fall asleep. Intermission. "48 or 24 hours remain." The students roll into class for the Saturday morning session, each and every one of them sporting the tired eyes of people who had worked through the night. With only a day left to prepare, I suppose it's not so surprising. 48 hours remain. Thankfully, we only have to suffer through classes until lunch break, and then our time is our own. Muto lurches into class like a tired stagger. I suppose students aren't the only people here that enjoy their late Friday nights. Without saying a word, he scrawls some page and question numbers on the board and slumps down at his desk. It's completely typical behavior for him, but it appears that no one in the class is going to call him out on it. Wordlessly, the students shuffle their textbooks into position and get to work. Not wanting to break the trend, I do the same. You ever try to read? The person that came up with the story was confirmed high. Looks like the person that wrote it was drunk. I don't think I ever read Through the Looking Glass. Maybe I should someday if I can ever find it. Sounds bizarre. Fatigue has made the class antisocial. Peep is heard amongst the ruffling papers. That can partly be attributed to the two empty seats beside me. For some reason, Misha and Shizune aren't present, probably doing council work for the festival. It's very quiet without Misha present. I wonder if she was born as rowdy as she is, or if she's making up for Shizune's lack of voice. Nakai, can I speak to you for a moment? I was so engrossed in thinking about Misha that I didn't even notice Mutoa approaching my desk. Sure, what's this about? Probably better if we speak outside the classroom. Ooh, you in trouble? Something about this doesn't sound too good, but I stand up and follow him out into the hallway. Mutoa stands in the hallway, scratching his head as he works out what he's trying to say. Not knowing what's going on, I wait silently. Heard from the school's head nurse that you had an incident the other day. Ah, so it's about that? Well, kind of, but it's not anything to be worried about. Yes it is. Anything that can endanger your health is something to be worried about. We try our best here to prepare for your life here. Part of that involves knowing your limits and how to work around them. It would be remiss of me if I didn't speak up about this. Alright, I get it. I'm sorry. Mutoa closes his eyes in frustration, realized that this probably wasn't the best thing to say. Something tells me you're not sorry. Pretend it's what you want, but this isn't a normal school. A lot of people have put a lot of time, effort, and money to make sure that you and every student here can have the same level of education as their peers. For you to abuse that by throwing out advice, especially medical advice, is plain selfish. I'm not quite sure if this is actually how he feels, or if it's some act that he's practiced many times to guilt trip students in doing the right thing. Either way, it's working. Discount Dojima knows and is pissed. I understand. This is all new to me, and I apologize. I know my limits now, and I'll be sticking to them. Mutoa appears to have lightened up a bit, satisfied that his message has been received. So then, on to my next question. How are you finding your studies? I understand you were laid up for a while. Not too far ahead, are we? I don't really think so. I tried to keep up with when I was in the hospital, so it hasn't been too hard. Mutoa taps his chin, raises an eyebrow as he absorbs this information. Is that so? Suppose there are still students out there who realize the importance of learning. I wouldn't go that far. I was only trying to keep myself occupied in my little life support prison. Well, yeah, you gotta keep up with these things, right? That's exactly it. One wrong move in this world, and you're left behind, right? Right. Wouldn't want that to happen. No, you wouldn't. Every week there's a new scientific discovery. Most of them mean nothing to the layperson, but any one of them should be the key to the next big thing. I'll keep that in mind. It's obvious that Mutoa's serious talk is over, and he's gone back to his standard, slightly scatterbrained approach to life. And I think in hindsight, I prefer him this way. He's slightly more predictable in his unpredictability. Well then, I think that's all I have to say. Let's get back inside, shall we? My relief at that suggestion is insurmountable. Sure, you're the boss, right? Mutoa pauses for a moment. I don't think any of my students have ever said that to me before. For innocent, I consider replying to this, but something deep within me tells me to shut my mouth and get back to the classroom. Few students jump at the sound of the door, rapidly trying to pretend that they are working on the questions on the board. Some don't even bother, their heads slumped on the desk as they nap. Thankfully, it appears that Mutoa doesn't even notice them. He turns to his desk and retrieves a scientific journal from one of the drawers. I guess I got him there. Class returns to the near silence that Mutoa and I had left it before our chat. Mixed feelings of tiredness and anticipation buzz around the room. Everyone here is either waiting for a chance to rest or the chance to get their last-minute preparations underway. Clock on the wall slowly ticks the remaining class time away until finally the bell cries out, ending torment. Before you all leave, I expect the answers from those problems by Monday. The class sighs as one, instantly regretting slacking off, but still acutely aware of the more pressing issues at hand. Classroom empties in the blink as everyone rushes to their last-minute festival preparations. I stay behind to try and quickly finish the questions so I don't have to bother with it over the rest of the weekend, with the festival and all tomorrow. Apart from me, Hanako's the only one left, obviously waiting for Lily. Gonna go spend some time at the Hanako Cave. It's weird that Lily comes all this way to our classroom to pick her up. I expect that moving around is at least normally harder for her than it is for Hanako. But it's none of my business, and I naturally don't ask about from Hanako. By the relative proximity of our seats, neither tries to strike up a conversation about that or anything else either, so an impressive silence falls upon the classroom. Time passes in silence. It's probably just 15 minutes or so, but it appears longer. I turn pages of my notebook. Hanako turns pages of the novel she's reading. My pencil lead splinters against the paper just when I am about to finish writing a paragraph. Sometimes my irritated science and Sukin fumbling around for a sharpener feel like they're breaking the mood in the classroom. Hanako keeps her eyes firmly away from my direction. Before long, Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. Hanako? Her name is all it takes to make Hanako jump up from her desk and run to Lily. They talk quietly for a moment, but it isn't long before Lily leaves down the hall and Hanako aisles back into the classroom, taking her seat once again. I watch Hanako out of the corner of my eye out of sheer curiosity at the idea that the two would be separated. For a couple of minutes, she does nothing but sit with her chin in her hand, staring at the desk dejectedly. The boredom evidently becomes too much for her, though, her slender frame reaching into her bag and pulling out a small book. Come to think of it, that isn't the one I saw her reading at the library. Isn't that the one I saw her reading at the library? This would be quite a fast reader to go through them at this rate. Wait, that isn't the one I saw her reading. After about 10 minutes of restlessly shuffling in her seat and trying to read, Hanako closes her book and leaves too. As should I, since the assignment is all but finished and there's something else to do in the classroom. Not that I have anything to do or anywhere else either. School's a beehive of activity, but nobody pays me any heed. I saunter past classrooms filled with students frantically doing this and that, buzzing around like little worker bees. You would have guessed the school day is over. It's a bit quiet outside, but not by much. People zip by left and right, hurrying as quickly as they can, busy and energetic. I feel the opposite. The midday sun seems to be draining all the spirit out of my body, making it feel limp all over. Warm soft air flows inside my shirt, feeling like a cushion. I yawn lazily, thinking about what I do. I'll drop off my books at the dorms first, and then something I haven't decided yet. Maybe Kenji's in his room. On the way to the dorms, I spot Emmy coming my way, running despite not having those weird running prosthetics on. I have her as she skids to a stop. Batman with Harvey Dent Space is working on a case. She has no time for Protag-kun's nonsense today. Yo, I saw! Spatters of white and green paint adorn her nose and chin respectively, but her smile is wide, as it seems it always is. She leans closer to me, amplifying the feeling she's examining me. What you doing? Nothing really. I don't have anything to do for the festival. Everyone else seems to be doing something important. That's perfect! Then you can help me and Rin! With the festival preparations, I'm not sure if I'd be much help. That's fine, I'm not much help either. Emmy grabs my wrist and starts dragging me back inside the school quite forcibly. Even her walking speed's more like jogging, making me stumble over myself simply trying to keep up. She's gone full Isabella. This there slowed Emmy down a little bit. Maybe it's hard to climb with her legs, or maybe she's finally running out of breath. We go all the way back to the 3rd floor, into the seniors' hallway, ending up where I left 5 minutes ago. I could just as well just stayed here waiting for Emmy, had I known. So are you... Is Ren working on that mural still? That's right, she has all kinds of paints and brushes and stuff, so I went to get them from the art classroom. And you need me to help with that? Well, Rin told me you already helped her, so I thought you wouldn't mind. I see. So thanks to Emmy's flaky logic here I am again, collecting stuff from the art classroom for other people. It was empty apart from ourselves and the lonely specks of dust floating in the air, and we skipped straight away to the back wall, taking out a tiny crumpled piece of paper from her pocket. While she was trying to make sense of the scrawled handwriting, I take a closer look at the materials lying around here. Dozens of paint cans and bottles are arranged on the shelves in almost unorganized fashion. Some look like they've been left there for several decades, relics of previous art club generations. Next to the heavy stack of neatly piled drawing paper are boxes full of different sized brushes and unsorted crayons. The smell of paint, turpentine, and fresh paper float in the stale air, mixing in my nostrils to form that unmistakable scent of art. Emmy studies her notes, comparing them to markings on the various paint cans, and passes them to me as she finds the correct matches. She stretches her neck to look onto the topmost shelf, but it's not quite enough. Her eyes level stays below the shelf no matter what she does. Emmy gives up and just looks up to the shelf longingly, like a child at a toy store, huffing in annoyance. After a moment of building anger, she starts jumping up and down, apparently trying to speed read the labels during the fraction of a second she can see them, and catch what she can. It's no surprise that she fails miserably, almost manages to bring the entire shelf come crashing down. Geez, you're right, Protagon. Thinking that you may want to finish what you started is indeed flaky logic. Now I see why she's lending me now I see why me lending a hand here would be useful. Come on, let me do that. You can't jump high enough, and I don't want you to hurt yourself trying. Also, I'm like twice your height. You are not! She turns around, flaring scorn, flushed cheeks and all. Just kidding, just kidding. Anyway, I'll look up there, okay? She glares at me one more time, but I can't come up with a retort. With a grudging turns her back to me. So I begins scourging around the top shelf for paint while it's below. Amy crouches to scavenge what she can from the cupboards. I shake my head a little, after double checking to ensure she can't see me do so. Amy having a complex about her height was a surprise. I wouldn't have joked about it otherwise. She seems easygoing, but I guess everyone has their weak spots. Only after we have almost all the items collected and spread out on a desk like a treasure hunter of spoils do I realize that it wasn't necessarily the height jab that got her riled up. She might like being told that she can't do something, like jump. But Emmy herself seems to have forgotten all about it already. Quick to anger, quick to forgive. Is she that type of person? At least she doesn't seem to have taken anything to heart as she chatters away happily while I pick up the rest of the items and then make her way back to Rin. And a few internet problems. One sec. Okay, I'll wait just a small second and take a drink of water while I wait. Oops. This is getting extremely distorted. Oops. Well, it's not distorted over here. Wait, maybe it'll be best if I do this in the chat. Oops. Thank you, keyboard. It's drunk sounding? Oh crap, I got it. Listen to that, check that myself. Let's see, what's the time? Stamp? Alright, 49 minutes, I'll have to remember that. Is it better? Or is it still drunk sounding? I don't know what would cause it to sound drunk sounding. I guess I could stop the stream and restart it and see if that'll do anything. Alright, I can check this. Give me a second. Still a bit drunk. Alright, let's see. No, that's not what I want. That's not what I want either. Alright, give me a second. While drunk music goes off. This is what I want. I say leave it as is. Okay, I'll leave it as it is. But first, I gotta X this out once it's done loading. Alrighty, now we'll continue. Alright, make sure. As she chatters away while I pick up the rest of the items and then make our way back to Rin. I chivalrously carry the bulk of the materials as we make our way towards the dormitories. Rin is really stressed about getting her painting done. It's her own fault though, she should have started earlier. Is she gonna make it? No idea, looks good to me, but with Rin, you never know what's going on. I found her this morning lying in front of the dorm in fetal position. She hadn't slept out all night. I can't believe that the night nurses hadn't found her. Now she's painting again like crazy. Yeah, I've noticed that she comes off as kind of unhinged, so to speak. Amy giggles at that, as well as at my likely too obvious awkwardness. I don't mind it, she's just a little weird sometimes. On that, I can agree with her. Unlike me, Amy seems to be cool with Rin's whatever it is that feels so off about her. Still, I don't feel close like Misha and Shizune do. With them working as a single entity sometimes, it's hard to say where one ends and the other begins. Even though they're so different, just like Emmy and Rin are. Rin is the most different of them all, apart different from anyone else I've ever met. Yeah, I guess she's a very unique person. I return to that word again, as if it encompasses Rin's personality by itself, but really it's just a substitute for a lengthy description of her oddities. Emmy giggles as I grasp out for a properly descriptive word. She's just weird. You know, earlier she just spent half an hour sitting on her box and stared at her toes. She giggles again in a way that makes me think she doesn't know what's funny about it. It just is. All that time. The working area is a mess, but the mural itself has taken over even more of the wall last time I saw it. Disfigured human figures have been mostly colored in tones of red, pink, and orange. Weird, imaginary things populating the spaces between. It looks nice. I can't think of any word that would describe the work concisely and comprehensively, so I settle upon a nondescriptive nice. But honestly, it seems that the area around the wall becomes untidier at the same rate as the mural progresses. The ground is littered with dozens of paint cans, various art supplies, and empty soda bottles. Rin herself is in the center of this chaos, standing there looking very cozy as if she was a natural part of the scene. Her pant legs have been rolled up to her knees, exposing her thin legs, which sport a drying spectrum of war paintings, similar to those on Emmy's face. Emmy sprints to Rin ahead of me and gleefully jumps in front of her. I'm back! That was fast. Did you run into the corridors again? Protect-kun does not understand art. What's art? I saw it, helped me. Emmy points victoriously at me. Rin turns around, following Emmy's finger with her eyes, looking at my general direction. She nods absent-mindedly at me. She looks like she hasn't slept since last night. A vacant, glazed stare that's focused slightly off me, and movements like in a slow-motion movie. Hello, Hisao. Thank you for the help. Don't mention it. I just did. Never mind. Looks like you made some progress. Looking good, as far as I can tell. But now you get more bad luck. I know, but I'm willing to take the risk. That's a very nice thing to say. For me, of course. Not for you. This is why artists are always unlucky. They have to constantly look at their unfinished paintings. So artists can't find romance, their favorite TV shows are cancelled, or they die young because of unspecified disease. It's a deep and mysterious law of the universe. Unless they're blind. She considers this for a while, looking like she's going to fall asleep. There's a boy. The art club, you see? Blind boy, so he doesn't see. He should become an artist. No bad luck guaranteed. Don't you think that would be a good idea? that only blind people should become artists? No, not as such. You might have a point. Abandoning this train of thought, she turns again to consider her work and starts humming a tune that I think I recognize, but I can't remember the name of. Emmy arranges the supplies we brought and moves a few paint cans around, trying to bring some organization to the scene. Emmy, I need the Prussian blue paint. Which one's Prussian blue? She's staring helplessly at 7 or 8 cans, each with a different tone of blue. It's the one with Prussian blue paint in it. Jeez, Ren, you're not helping at all! I look around as well, even though I don't know what Prussian blue looks like either. I wonder what blue has to do with Prussia. Or what Prussia even is. The name sounds vaguely familiar, but I can't place it. Although the blues look like more Prussian than the other, the small print on the labels is legible enough to determine that none say anything about the contents of being Prussian. There's no Prussian blue here. We need to get more then. Oh, I'm about to say that actually we're not both needed for such a simple task like finding another pot of Prussian blue, but Emmy's already grabbed my arm and started dragging me off. I wave to Rin, who doesn't seem to have noticed that the two of us are even leaving. Prussia. Oh, Prussia, that's how you pronounce it? Oh, Prussia? Prussia? Oh, she'll notice when she goes for Prussian blue and finds out it's still not there. Maybe. Probably not, actually. Well, I'm busy thinking of how weird Rin is. Emmy's been dragging me to the art classrooms. I feel myself starting to run out of breath. What's the rush? Huh? Emmy gives me an appraising look as if she's trying to figure something out. Just that you seem to be in a hurry. I'm not sure if I can keep up. Comprehension dawns on her face. You're not out of breath, are you? There's almost an accusing playfulness in her tone. I intended to deny it, but then I realized that I've been breathing heavy since we stopped. Guess it's kind of obvious. A little. Not everybody can be in shape, you know. It takes all kinds, right? Prussian. Emmy frowns. It's not a particularly good frown. That is, I should get in shape. Not that I've already decided to try for that. After that flood around the track, I figured there's a real need to get in some sort of running habit. It was, after all, feeling pretty good until I had my false alarm. Well, actually, I wasn't, but it was fun. Meanwhile, my comment seems to have helped Emmy come out of some sort of decision. Well, that's it then. She gives me a serious look. You're joining me. I beg your pardon? In the mornings, you and I are running partners. I got a routine all planned out. In fact, she produces a crumbled sheet of paper. I got it right here with me. I take the sheet of paper and give it a once over. Times, dates, laps, all laid out. A slow increase from just a few laps a day to... My god, does she expect me to be running marathons? Where'd she find the time to get all this together? How long was she planning this anyway? You've been planning this? A little. That's really the nurse's idea. He told me to keep an eye on you to make sure you exercise like he told you to. A vast conspiracy? Maybe Kenji's onto something here. This seems a bit much for just keeping an eye on me. Well, to be honest, I've been trying to find a running partner in the mornings for a while now. It was almost fun. It was fun almost having a heart attack. Protacon 2019. My god, Kenji! If you can only see this scheme unfolding! What do you need a partner for, anyway? Easier to keep up a workout if you're not the only one doing it. Isn't that obvious? We're less likely to quit if someone else is counting on you to be there, right? I see. This won't only keep you running, but it'll make sure that I keep running as well. Meaning that I'll be obeying the nurse. And I'll be keeping an eye on you just like you asked. Discount Dogima shakes his head in disappointment. You can't quit, Kaisao. And if I refuse? I had no intention of refusing, of course. Maybe I'll at least put up a token resistance to such a masterfully executed plan. Well, if you refused, I'd have to pout. You'd have to live with being the guy who made Emi Ibarazaki pout. You want that on your conscience, do you? As if to demonstrate, Emi begins pouting. It is the most adorable, heart-wrenching thing I've ever seen. Okay, I'll do it. Just don't do that. I feel like I just hit a puppy. So it's settled, right? You're gonna be my running partner? Follow the workouts? And the dietary plan? Dietary plan? Yeah, the dietary plan. You gotta eat healthy if you're gonna get in shape, you know. I examined the workout routine closely. I don't see a dietary plan on here. Alright, I forgot to give that to you. Another crumpled piece of paper is produced and handed over. It's somewhat less detailed. I had the nurse help me come up with it. The dedication that the nurse has to keeping me in good health is pretty overwhelming. I don't know how many school nurses would get one of their students to spy on me, much less help come up with a dietary plan. Then again, I guess I'm not in a normal school, and maybe that's not such a bad thing. Then again, this dietary plan seems to cut out just about everything that I'll be offered at the festival tomorrow. So when does our running start? After the festival. Right after, what if I had something to eat there? I get a stomachache, you know. I meant the day after the festival. I knew that. Was there something we were supposed to be doing? Oh, I guess we should get that paint for Rin, huh? Oh no, it slipped my mind! I thought I'd get to the paint and get back to the Merle. Rin's already wandered off. Actually, Protai-kun just got hit by a puppy. Dang it. Oh well. Anyway, I will decide to part ways there, leaving the paint on the ground. Rin will find it, whenever she comes back anyway. Probably. Festival's tomorrow. I'm actually a little bit excited for it. At the same time, the week's left me feeling pretty tired, so I read a little and then went to bed. Next day, I wake up feeling a little lightheaded. It's almost noon already. Sleeping late is fine, it's Sunday, and there's no classes. Not just a Sunday though, but the festival as well. From the window, I can already see some people at the soba booth slinging noodles onto plates for people with a craving for low-quality food. Emi is very confident that the moon will crash into the festival and destroy everything for some reason. The moon? Oh, it's just a festival decoration. It's not gonna harm anything. I throw back a handful of my morning meds and ponder how to spend the day. There will be a few exams in the coming week, but I don't consider those as ominous as the others, so I'm not worried about them as I probably should be. No urgent obligations regarding education. I should be free to spend the day at the festival as I like. Finishing my morning routine, I exit to the hallway, intending to go out and find something to eat. Passing by his door, I decided to see what Kenji's up to today out of impulse. I'm curious if he has any plans, since everyone's out doing something. Then again, I can picture him having built a soundproof shelter in his room. Or possibly something like a fort, complete with no girls allowed sign. And with the girls crossed out and Buddy crudely scrawled underneath it. Knocking on his door, which is luckily devoid of any kind of sign, I hear again the unsettling clicks of at least 10 locks being pulled back. The door opens up a crack. Who is it? You're supposed to ask that before you open the door. Oh, it's you. Damn, it's early. It's not really that early. What is it, man? Nothing, just gonna ask what you're gonna do today. Half the school's out there already. Out where? There? Where? Why? What? What is it today special? Why are they? Who are? I can hear them. It's It's loud. Don't tell me. Has the invasion begun? He suddenly looks more alarmed. What day is it, man? Yeah, I guess you can't see the big wooden booths outside and the people selling stuff. What the hell are you talking about? I have my curtains closed at all times to thwart the snipers. It's the festival. You know that, right? Oh shit, that's the day? Ah, damn. Ah, damn it. I can't believe I forgot. I don't have my fort finished yet. This is bad. This is going to be a very bad day. It's good you told me this, man. This is going to be a bad day. Why? Oh man, they're going to be everywhere. The people outside my window socializing. Kenji rubs his temples nervously, suddenly looking very ill. It's gonna be loud as well. Loud as hell. Damn, and I was going to go out today, but now it's ruined. Everything's ruined. This is awful. This sucks. This sucks! What the hell? This really sucks. I can't go anywhere now. There's nowhere to run. Kenji seems nervous. You can say he's majorly freaking out. I can't believe this. So that's what today was. Damn, I couldn't even prepare for it. I guess you could say I never saw it coming. I couldn't even brace myself, and now it's here, and I can't do anything. You should have told me this earlier, dude. I mean, at least I know, but I could have known earlier. Imagine what I could have accomplished. Sorry, I thought you knew. So I guess you're not going to do anything today. Weather's even good. Yesterday was really windy, so I thought today would be cold. It's not, though, so there's no reason to just stay inside. Yeah, you should check the festival out. Kenji groans and covers his face with his hands. No, I can't do it. They'll eat me alive out there. I know it. That has to be a joke, but he said with such a straight face. Relatively straight. What are you gonna do? We should hang out in here. You can help me build my fort. We might still make it if we work together. I wonder. I'm kinda hungry, but I made this deal that I tried to take better care of myself. Be healthier, you know. Don't know if I should steer clear of the takoyaki or head straight in. Deal. Sounds ominous. So what are you getting in return? Nothing, I guess? It's not that kind of deal. You know, Emmy, from our year, we kind of agreed to watch each other's backs, and... Ah! That shrill scream and the expression of abject terror in Genji's face chill my blood, so I told a Catholic priest I sold my soul to the devil. Her! You sold your soul to the devil and you didn't get anything in return? What the hell's wrong with you, man? Do you know what you are dealing with? She's a public health danger. Do you know how many people she sends to the hospital monthly with her carefully placed flying tackles? She's one of them, a key player that in the vast conspiracy that aims for the complete submission of everything that is manly. I can't believe what I'm hearing. I trusted in your judgment, man. I thought we were brothers. You had to call off before it's too late. This festival, too, is just one of their ploys. He fingers his scarf nervously, faster and faster like he was trying to start a fire, then slowly begins to calm down once the panic attack finishes running its course. I'm going to have to find some place to hide in, a safe haven, and then knock the lights out of myself so that I don't have to experience this horrible day. I have the perfect thing for that. I must prepare now. Don't go to the festival. Okay. Later, dude. Door slowly closes with a little creak, and I don't know how to feel about what Kenji just said. It's kind of unsettling, and I start to feel doubtful myself. Should I bother going? I got a book I've been meaning to read. Something about an underground postal system that may or may not exist. It's short too. I could finish it in a day. Would that be a good way to spend my time? Well, yeah, it definitely would be. But I suppose that would probably be a better idea to head outside. See the festival. Try to integrate with all the other sideshow acts. Honestly, I should at least make an attempt to keep up the somewhat friendly personality I've had the past week. Then I get something to eat, my stomach suggests. It's almost lunchtime. I could at least grab something from one of the stalls outside. Alright, give me a second, and I'll read the comments. Ever get back to Majora's Mask, I have to have a sound clue of Yuki saying, "Attack the moon on hot hand!" Squid pancakes are delicious. They are worth the risk. I don't think I've ever had a squid pancake. Is Protag reading the National Enquirer? I'm soon outside, surrounded by various students and people who may or may not be their parents. Every so often I catch a glimpse of something who clearly just came up from town for the promise of a festival. There you see the spot. Once I can't stop staring, and behind their eyes you can tell they're thinking, now, what's wrong with this one? I almost want to yell at them. But at the same time, I can't deny that I've been doing the same thing all week. And can I deny that I've been doing the same thing all week? A wave of something like disgust sweeps over me, guilt for my own narrow-mindedness. I push the thoughts aside, concentrating on the pangs of hunger that burn my guts like a wildfire. Scent of something fried leads me to the promised land where I can get some lunch. I was getting my order when a loud voice interrupts me. Hey, what the hell are you doing? What the devil? My god! Having lunch? Breakfast? You mean you just got up? Suddenly sleeping all morning feels like a crime. No, I meant lunch, honest. She's not buying it. Brunch? That's not a healthy breakfast at all. She snatches my food out of my hand and glares at me. What the hell is this girl doing? Hey, that's my breakfast! What happened to it being your lunch? That's my... whatever, it's my food! They places her hands on her hips and begins lecturing me. Did you really forget your dietary plan already? You need to be more conscious of your health, Haisao. What about your heart? Heart's fine the way it is, mostly. All I get a response is a roll of the eyes. I doubt that. You wouldn't be here if that was the case, would you? The girl's got a point, of course. But I'm not about to concede it. It's not that bad of a heart. Certainly can handle a little grease now and again. Yeah, sure, and handle a little running just fine too. Amy seems unconvinced. Not surprising, as I haven't even managed to convince myself. Maybe, but not if you're sleeping the day away all the time. A devious look suddenly crosses her face. Of course, if you've been following a routine from the beginning, you wouldn't be in this situation. Hey, I've had a pretty eventful week, you know. For example, I almost died, there was a lot of meeting people, and then I was on the roof for a while. Which is no excuse for slacking off, you know. A little near-death experience is no excuse for skipping basic exercise. Like running in the mornings. She nods as if something important has just been decided. So it's settled then. You've seen the error of your ways and are willing to adhere to my routine, right? I'll see you bright and early in the morning. We'll be running buddies. You know, you already convinced me yesterday that this is a good idea. You don't need to convince me again. Not that I did a good job of being convinced. It's about eating healthy after all, and here I am ordering up something grossly unhealthy. But delicious! There are more important things than deliciousness, aren't there? Like staying alive? If you weren't here browbeating me for my poor decisions, I'd probably... Hey, wait a second. A sudden question springs to mind. Hey, why the hell have you taken such an interest in my well-being? Emmy shrugs and grins at me. You're the new guy. I figure you don't have any friends yet, right? Besides, I caused you trouble all week, right? I owe you for not getting angry. And I told the nurse I would anyway. Crazy little running girl wants to make me healthy. Well, I suppose there are worse fates. I made takoyaki before. It sounds so weird, but I assure you it works. She's correct, and if he almost died, he didn't. Therefore, you should still be concerned about his health. Okay, that sounds fine. Thanks for your concern. Tomorrow morning, then. I figured that ends the conversation, so I turned to leave. Not so fast! I feel a hand on my collar, and in a second I've been yanked backwards. Hey, no need to be so rough! What do you want now? Hey, looks almost wounded by my annoyed question. Thought you could use the company. Her eyes narrow. Besides, you were just gonna try sticking some more of that fried crap, weren't you? Well, I wasn't going to, but now that she mentions it, that probably would have been a really good idea. I was not! Another glare? Okay, maybe I was gonna get a little. The glare continues. Okay, a lot. Jesus, I'm a danger to myself and others, aren't I? I get done agreeing that I need to be healthier, then immediately start considering the next unhealthy habit that comes my way. I knew it! You can't be trusted. Now I definitely have to stick with you. The whole situation feels silly. I can only imagine what a passerby thinks at the sight of me being lectured by a tiny girl half my size. I should just give up for now. Fine, do what you like. I sigh. Might as well make the best of this. What do you want to do? Emmy thinks for a moment. Well, I promised Rin I'd stop by her Merle. So let's do that! I confess I'm slightly curious as to how her Merle turned out myself, so again I consider there are worse fates. I give a nod of assent and find myself almost dragged bodily through the crowd as Emmy races to our destination. Until I reach the dorms, I can feel my heart pounding. My heart shouldn't be pounding after just that. I take a few deep breaths, willing myself to calm down. I'm one of the most normal looking people in the school, but I still have to be here. Sometimes I wish I almost lost a hand or something. At least then it'd be obvious that I belong. Instead, I don't even look sick. Even out, trying to catch my breath, I just look out of shape. Annie looks back and notices my state of distress. You're not gonna die on me, are you? Please don't. It'll be all my fault. I don't want to deal with that kind of guilt. Besides, after the last time, I really didn't think I need to see that again, especially because the nurse will totally say it's all my fault. Nah, I'm fine. Guess I need to start running after all. And you want to keep eating a greasy... whatever that was. See, it's a good thing I found you, right? Yes, it was. Maybe. Of course, don't add that, I wouldn't be in this state if she hadn't dragged me across the festival grounds. Further conversation is interrupted by the sudden appearance of Rin. Protagon has done nothing to convince anyone he's trustworthy at this point. How did it take her that long to notice that? About, maybe the running incident. Oh, it's you. Hello, Emmy. Hey Rin, I thought I brought Haisala along because he was going to give himself a heart attack. I was not. My objection goes unnoticed. We stopped by to see how the Merle turned out. Rin nods slowly. Well, it's right there. You can see it pretty clearly. I find myself wondering how long Rin's been standing here in front of the Merle. Has anyone even stopped by to look at it? Are we the first ones? Obviously, we're not the first to see it, of course. I mean, it's pretty big. You'd be hard-pressed not to see it. At the same time, I don't think anyone's actually talked to Rin about. Anyone but us, that is. I feel compelled to say something. Looks pretty good. I'm still not happy with how it turned out. But I guess it'll do. Seems almost resigned to it. Not sure what she expected as a result, but I guess she didn't quite get there. We stand in front of the Merle, taking it all in. I try my best to concentrate on the composition of the thing. It's actually fairly interesting. Colors swoop and blend together, dragging me along with them. There's a dreamlike quality to the whole thing that makes me almost feel sleepy. I try hunting out some of the colors Emmy and I grabbed for her. Try as I might, I can't say any Parisian blue. Oh well. Protagon's objection has long been invalid because of this. This looks something from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Oh crap! She's in there somewhere. Whoop, abandoned. Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh, well, crap. Oh crap. My feet start to hurt, but Rin doesn't seem inclined to move on. Emmy speaks up. Hey Rin, have you eaten? Thanks a lot, Rin. I hope Twitch doesn't care. Of course, you can't survive otherwise. Have they already sent their ninjas after me? What about in the past 5 hours? What happened? top left corner of part of Rin's drawing. Uh, I guess. Never mind. I'll show you later. The past 5 hours. Maybe, but I am hungry again, so maybe that means I'm wrong. Amy grins and claps her hands together. Good, come get some food with us. Rin nods innocent. Okay, but we should hurry before they notice I'm gone. Somehow I don't think they'd care. Whoever they are. As I get back to the food stalls, I cast a longing look over the fried foods. Pretty sure it's okay as long as it's the direct focus of the game. What the crap's this? What the crap was that popped up? What the crap? Oh well. No, I better not. I'm pretty sure Emmy wouldn't let me anyway. Pretty sure it's okay as long as it isn't the direct focus of the game. Alrighty. If you say so. When I spot in the grass to sit down to eat our purchases. Well, I purchased anyway, so I wound up paying for all the food. Surprisingly, my unfried food was pretty good. Silence falls as Amy and I eat, and Rin stares at something or another, occasionally eating a bite or two of her food. I finish my meal first, and I lay back on the grass. Amy glances up from her food. Tired, Haisao? A little, I guess. Oh, don't oversleep or anything tomorrow morning. We start morning runs, remember? Actually, they just slipped my mind. I was actually just enjoying myself. Wandering around the festival with these two has actually been fun. Yeah, I'll set an alarm. You better be there. I'll get angry if you aren't. God forbid. I don't think God comes into it. Unless there's some kind of freak accident and your alarm clock shorts out. That might be a random act of God. Well, don't cause any random acts of God then. A plan forms itself into my mind. It's a plan that makes me feel kinda guilty, but I throw it into execution anyway. Damn it, I've earned a little fried food. Anyway, I'm gonna start running tomorrow, right? The actual routine all starts then, not now. Ergo, the dietary portion starts tomorrow too. Ergo, I can have something unhealthy today. A sort of final farewell to all the stuff I used to eat with wild abandon before the hospital. Actually, I suppose I should head back to my room. I had some homework to do. If I'm going to run in the morning, I should make it an early night. Those narrowed eyes again. You sure you're not just gonna sneak off and buy some of that fried stuff over there? Foreshadowing Protac getting struck by lightning? The answer may just shock you. I'm too full to bother now. I pat my stomach for emphasis. Besides, you two have cleaned me out anyway. Amy giggles. It's a surprisingly pleasant sound. Under pang of guilt. She's going to know that I'm lying to her, doesn't she? She's got to know that I'm lying to her, doesn't she? Or is she just that trusting? I feel kind of like a monster. All part of my master plan, Haisao. Well, I guess I'll see you tomorrow morning then. Thanks for the food and for keeping us company. I thought she was doing me a favor. Rin nods in agreement. I won't say see you tomorrow because that'd be like predicting the future, and I'm pretty sure I can't do that. Okay. Bye, you two. Feel oddly glad that I decided to leave my room today. Not a bad way to start my second week here, I suppose. Once I'm sure I'm out of Emmy's line of sight, I make a beeline for the food stands and buy some cake. At least it's not fried, right? That's slightly better than what I was planning to do. I still feel a little bad about lying to Emmy, though. She does seem concerned about my health. No, Emmy has thought that she sees through all the Protag's bullshit. I'll make it up to her somehow. Better head back to my room. Hey, I do have work to do! My book waits for me, and I flop onto my bed and read through the fireworks display. Eventually, all the walking around, or more accurately, running around, catches up with me. I really am out of shape. Then we dragged me out in the morning to run might just be a good thing after all. It's something to look forward to. Emmy Boost! Can't double boost. Failure. Act 2, form. If you can burn calories by thinking hard enough. My alarm's beeping shatters the early morning quiet. I find myself wondering where to find the motivation to rise. Class is still quite far off, but I agreed to run with Emmy in the mornings. Really, I'm not that interested in running as a hobby, or even as a possible life-lengthening exercise. However, I feel obligated to follow through on my promise to Emmy yesterday, which is why I find myself throwing on some running shorts and a light t-shirt. Cool morning air caresses my face as the morning sunshine causes the dew on the grass to sparkle, nearly blinding me at first. As I make my way down to the track, an ugly thought strikes me. Well, this is some sort of joke that Emmy's playing on me. Would that surprise me, really? Hell, I'd probably do it to the new guy, too. At the very least, I'm sure Emmy and Rin made a bet on whether or not I'd actually show up. I just feel a sense of trepidation as the track comes into view. You're late! See that Emmy is already there. What a relief. Not according to my watch, we are both early, in fact. Damn, you got me there. Emmy's sitting on the bleachers, decked out in running gear, waiting somewhat patiently for me. I'm glad you're actually here. I was afraid that this was a joke or something. Nah, I never make someone get up early for nothing. Plus, Rin owes me 500 yen now. She didn't think you'd actually show up. I knew it! I just know Emmy was on my side, at least. Emmy hops off the bleachers and begins stretching out. She's immaculately lithe, almost like a dancer. I sit out to stretch as well, but then realize that I don't exactly remember how to stretch properly. It's been ages since I stretched for anything, if you don't count my one stint at running last week. Even then, I don't think I've actually stretched beforehand. The specter of my long hospital stay rises up again. I can't say that I was all that active before the hospital stay, though, so maybe I'm just being morose. Amy giggles as she watches me stretch out. No, Hisao, you gotta hold it for longer than that. I'm trying. It kinda hurts a little. Ha, that's because you're out of shape. You gotta get some flexibility in you, like this. To demonstrate, Emmy reaches down and puts her head through her legs. God bless you, Emmy. I see. Is that the sort of thing I should strive for? Of course, flexibility is important for any runner. You'll have to go faster the more you stretch out. Makes no sense to me, but Emmy seems to believe it's true. With Emmy's help, I managed to stretch myself out properly. I can't help but notice that when she thinks about how to explain things to me, her mouth scrunches up in concentration. It's adorable. Not bad, Hisao. Come on, we're ready to start running. We'll start with just a mile, okay? That's 4 laps around the track. Got it? That sounds fine to me. This shouldn't be too hard, right? Last words. A hazy memory of running a mile for a gym class surfaces my mind. 100 push-ups, 100 crunches, a 10K run, and a banana every morning! Whoa, not doing Saitama's training, but can we lower it down a little bit? Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Emi has a pretty good pace, and I fall in behind her. Try to keep up, okay, Hisao? Roger. We're on the first curve without incident, though I can already feel my heart rate increasing slightly. By the second curve, I started to breathe through my mouth. Emi doesn't seem to be breaking a sweat. As if to punctuate her superiority, she turns around and starts running backwards. Are you doing okay, Hisao? Never better. Oh, really? Maybe I should speed up then. Oh, no. I don't want you to overexert yourself. Heavy panting and wheezing makes the statement less convincing than I had hoped. Emi simply smiles and turns around again. You're the boss, Hisao. You'll stay at this pace. I get the feeling that I'm being mocked. If I were in such a terrible shape, I'd probably feel offended. By the third lap, my breath is coming in ragged gasps. I'm also washing my own sweat. Gross. We're on the curve to start our fourth lap, and Emi looks back at me with a grin. Here we go! She takes off at a blinding speed while I stubbornly stick to my slower pace. Here we go! Leave it to me. Got it! By the time I get to the first turn, she's already running the second. So I struggle across the backstretch. Emi continues running and catches up to me. Come on, Hisao, you can do it! I'd answer her, but I'm too focused on getting air into my lungs and ignoring the burning in my leg muscles. Part of me wants to say something like, maybe you can, but I'm about to die here. But again, I doubt I can actually form words right now. Emi keeps pace with me as I round the second turn and cross the finish line. Her sprint seems to have gone her sweating. It actually caused her shirt to turn slightly truculent. Seems she wears a black sports bra. I just feel a vague stab of guilt for being the sort of guy who stares at a girl's chest, but my legs and chest are burning so badly, I can't bring myself to care that much. Not bad for a first effort, Hisao. Kind of you say so. Emi seems to be, if not out of breath, at least breathing a little more heavily than she was before we started running. Must have been the sprint that did it. Hey, I gotta get a few sprints in. You should walk around the track to cool down. Then we can stretch out and we'll be all done, okay? Sounds great. My legs are on fire, my breathing is still heavy, but surprisingly my heart seems to be taking the strain well. Another triumph of medical science, I suppose. You should put your hands behind your head. It makes it easier to catch your breath. Surprisingly, she's right. I'm going to stroll around with the track, happy to feel my breath coming back to me. There's a blur as Emi sprints by me. Watching her run is absolutely fascinating. Not just because she's on prosthetics, though that is interesting. The really interesting thing is the way that her face changes. I can only catch glimpses of it as she runs by, but her eyes seem to come alive with a sort of fierce joy. It's as if there's nothing else in the world but her and the track. Protag-kun, your wandering eyes certainly won't help your situation right now. By the time I got into the final stretch, Emi seems to have finished her sprinting. She's breathing heavily now, but she's wearing a satisfied grin on her face. She waves to me cheerily as I near her. Feeling better, right? Actually, yeah. Do you want to take another lap around with me? I gotta cool down too, you know. Part of me would rather sit down and not move, but something tells me that would be a bad idea. Besides, if I sit down, there may be no getting back up again. Sure, why not? Emi's got her hands behind her head now as well, which makes her seem very relaxed. Positioning of her arms also pulls her shirt upwards ever so slightly so that I can see a small strip of her belly. I do my best to act the gentleman and not look, but the contrast of her skin against her red running shorts is rather arresting. So, how do you feel, Hisao? Surprisingly good, actually. I'm sore and tired, but surprisingly good. As soon as I say it, I realize that it's true. Sure, part of me wants to lay down and die, but I feel like I've accomplished something. It's almost like a glow throughout my body that persists despite the soreness. Yeah, that's the runner's high. Runner's high. Yeah, it has something to do with adrenaline? Emi thinks for a moment as we walk, trying to remember. Then she shrugs and grins at me. I don't actually remember. It's a good feeling, though, isn't it? Better than sex, right? I opened my mouth to respond shortly before processing what she just said. Emmy watches my face for a few moments before bursting into laughter. Sorry, I couldn't resist. You're just too easy. Why did I agree to run with you again? Emmy just laughs harder. She takes a hold of my forearm and tilts it, allowing her to get a better view of my watch. Her face changes the moment she sees the time. Oh no! We better get a move on, Haisao! Class is in an hour, and I need to shower. I should probably do that as well. I need to see the nurse too. Maybe he'll write me a note for being late. Why do you need to see the nurse? Emmy points to her prosthetics, as if that would explain everything. It's important to check for irritation. You know, from sweat or friction or anything. Normally I only go after practice, but if we're going to be doing these morning runs, then I guess I'll have to see him twice a day. Wait, so Emmy has only started doing these runs since I showed up? It's more convenient for you to run with me at a later time. Don't be silly, I've been meaning to start running in the morning for a while now. If I didn't have a partner to run with, I'd be less likely to keep up a routine. It's always harder to blow off a commitment if you're going to let someone else down, you know? So you'll be my running partner for the mornings. Couldn't help but see her as Arnold Schwarzenegger for a brief moment when she said that combination of words in this context. We'll both need the exercise so it all works out, don't you think? Yeah, perfect. Did it have to be me, though? Well, I guess I can't complain too much. Emmy's pretty fun to hang out with. And she's right, I do need the exercise. Doctor's orders, even. Emmy waves a quick goodbye to me. Right, I'm off. Come have lunch with us, okay? What? Lunch, you know, the meal, in the middle of the day. Come have it with us. Where? The rooftop. Ren likes it up there. When? Lunchtime. When else? That was a silly question. Yeah, but I sort of felt the need to ask all three for completeness' sake. Emmy laughs and grins. I don't think I've ever seen a girl smile so much before. Not bad, Haisao. See ya. With that, she takes off like a shot for the school building. I guess she's going to see the nurse first. Right back to my room and hop in the shower, only to find that the water takes a while to heat up. Shock of the cold water nearly kills me. Death by cold shower. Wasted. I managed to warm the water a bit and spend some quality time feeling my muscles loosen. Heart, surprisingly, feels the least bothered by the run. I suppose that's a good thing, even if it does make me feel like a bit of a wuss. I mean, at least I'd have an excuse beyond I'm out of shape if my heart were bothering me. Guess I'll have to keep this running thing up, otherwise I'm sure Emmy won't let me near here at the end of it. It's only after I get out and dry myself off that I realize that I have only 10 minutes left to put my clothes on and get to class. Crap. Hands on the clock finally set me free from the tedium of yet another fun-filled class. Getting up from my seat proves to be more of a problem than I anticipated. Someone glued me to the seat. My legs are killing me from this morning's run. Maybe doing these with Emmys isn't such a hot idea after all. Still, the run's giving me a hell of an appetite. I'm halfway through the hallway to the cafeteria when I remember that I've got my lunch with me. My parents saw fit to provide me some pre-packaged stuff when I moved in, and a good thing too. Hallway is packed with students headed for the cafeteria. Death by cold shower seems appropriate after the last scene. In an alternate universe. Going back is like swimming upstream, but I got an appointment to keep on the rooftop. It takes me a moment to find the staircase leading up to the rooftop, but I'm willing to bet that Emmy and Rin aren't up there by now anyway. In fact, I think I saw Emmy among the bodies in the hallway headed for the cafeteria. I step out of the door to the roof and take a deep breath. Fresh air blowing against my face and body almost makes my legs hurt less. Maybe if I'm upside down. Part of me wants to be surprised that Rin's already up here. What's that going to accomplish? Things in the clouds. Can you just look at them right side up? Rin rolls her eyes into something approaching exasperation. Then I wouldn't get a new perspective. Is upside down really a new perspective? Ha! That caught her off guard. Rin looks pensive. You may have a point. Maybe sideways. As Rin lays down on the bench to look at the sky, I give up. Oh! Fortunately, Emmy chooses that moment to burst through the door carrying 2 bags. She takes the door off the hinges. Sorry it took me so long. There are a ton of people in line. She drops the first bag in front of Rin and takes a seat on the bench next to her. You buy Rin's lunch for her? You buy Rin's lunch for her? Sometimes, yeah. I'd have Rin buy my lunch for me in return, but I'm not sure how she'd carry it. Plus, I never buy her lunch. If Rin's offended by Emmy's comment, she doesn't show it. Emmy sniffs. How ungrateful of you! Not sure whether the two are joking with one another or if I'm witnessing the beginnings of a catfight. The 2 girls stare at one another for a few tense moments before breaking into smiles. Hey Emmy, do you think being upside down is a new perspective on things? Didn't I already have this conversation? Emmy looks thoughtful, apparently giving the question some thought. After a deep and profound pause, she speaks. I have no idea. At least she's as lost as I am. Hey, I saw it. You're coming to the track meet, right? The question comes out of the blue and catches me off guard. Protag-kun still doesn't understand arts. I don't know yet. Honestly, Haisao, after I went through all the trouble letting you run with me in the morning, you won't even show up at my track meet? Wasn't she the one that asked me to run with her? Actually, she didn't even give me a choice in the matter. Wait, no, I didn't say that. She means so I just agreed to give her $1 million. So you will come after all? That's great. I didn't say that either. I'll be going too, so I'll make sure he comes, Emmy. Good idea, Rin. Maybe we can get some food or something after the meet's over. I feel like I've just been conned, but not by these two. We're like some outside force, pushing me irreversibly towards my destiny. Or maybe I shouldn't read books that feature conspiracy theories so heavily, otherwise I might end up sounding like Kenji. Ugh. Still, I suppose I gotta show up now. I don't think that I could stand it against both of them being disappointed. I never hear the end of it. When is it again? Next week, silly! I just told you a few days ago. No, you didn't. I forgot? Well, you won't forget to come, though, will you? Of course I won't. I'll even make a note on the calendar or something. Rin nods sagely. That's probably a good idea, you know, unless time changes its course. It can do that? Rin gives a non-committal shrug. It hasn't yet, but you never know. This time it's Emmy who gives a shrug. I suppose it can't be helped if it happens. Unless you're a time traveler or something. You don't actually think that could happen, do you? I don't think we do. Do we? Rin shrugs again. That seems to be our default response to everything. I suppose not, but I reserve the right to change my opinion at a moment's notice. For Rin, this statement makes a disturbing amount of sense. The fact that I realize this now frightens me a bit. Wonder if Emmy's gets this feeling all the time. She does, she's not showing it, though Emmy merely nods. As expected. What's that supposed to mean? This time it's Emmy who shrugs. It's like she's using Rin's own weapons against her. Your response is the sort of thing I'd expect from you, that's all. Am I really that predictable? Emmy's smile seems to border on gloating. Nah, it's just that your unpredictability is pretty predictable. Oh, that's alright then. I don't get the chance to see whether Rin's being serious or not as the bell rings. I didn't notice the lunch period slipping by at all. Hanging out with these two is far too interesting. I get a feeling that a catfight would look a lot like Ashura's wrath. Time's in constant flux. It's hard for it to not constantly change. Emmy jumps up with a look of panic on her face. Oh no, I need to stop by my room to pick up my notebook for the next class! Don't you wish you had a time machine now? Rin seems rather smug as she delivers this line, like she just won an argument. Emmy ignores Rin's comment. Sorry, Haisao, but could you make sure our garbage gets thrown away? I usually clean up myself, but I gotta run. Sure, no problem. Amy darts away with an urgency I am starting to expect from her. I don't bother asking Rin why she couldn't help. She already seems to be preoccupied with something else entirely as she wanders off. She's probably used to Emmy taking care of cleanup, and for some reason I doubt Emmy's ever raised the issue with her. Cleaning up for lunch doesn't take long, so I have plenty of time to toss our garbage to get to class. Misha greets me with a wave and a devious grin as I walk through the door. Didn't see you in the cafeteria, He-chan. Yeah, I decided it was too crowded there. Misha's grin gets even wider. Oh really? Are you sure you weren't participating in an illicit rendezvous? What are you talking about? You're on the roof, right? With both Rin and Emmy, no less. You Casanova, you. We just had lunch, that's all. Misha bursts into laughter, drawing the attention of several of my classmates. You're so adorable when you blush like that, He-chan. She gives me a conspirational wink. Don't worry, your secret's safe with me. There's no secret! Oh? Misha seems disappointed and then brightens up again. Time will tell! I don't know what the hell she's talking about, but blessedly our teacher comes in and class starts. Their day of class has finally dragged itself to a close. Unexpectedly, I managed to stay awake for the whole thing. I'm pretty sure that counts as a miracle. My legs seem unwilling to stand up for a moment. I guess the run took a lot out of me. Finally, Best Girl makes an appearance after like almost a week. Yeah, where did Misha go? What you doing, Misha? I head down the hallway and make my way to my room. I sit down and half-heartedly chip away at my homework for a while, feeling like a vulture picking up a particularly unsavory carcass. It knows this is what it eats, but it's not sure it shouldn't be ordering takeout instead. I don't think I can take this, but it's important to get my work done. Now let's see, what was I supposed to be looking over again? I know it's a losing battle, but I fight it anyway. Halfway through my math homework, I put my pencil down. This isn't working. I need a distraction. Unfortunately, my options for distractions are rather slim. I'm not in the mood to read right now. Kenji is, unusually, out of his room at the moment. Though the student council room, I'll just end up doing work for those two. Heaven only knows where everyone else is, except for... Well, I suppose that's an option. I grab my shoes and head for this track. Emmy's probably down there. Track practice is just ending as I arrive at the track. Sun's beginning to dip low in the sky. Has it really gone that late already? What are you doing down here, Hisao? Kinda spying me, have you? I give a shrug. To be honest, I'm not quite sure why I'm down here. I didn't have anything better to do. I figured that's about right. At the moment, Emmy's the only person I can think of who I could visit. So I'm your last resort, am I? Don't really cool around, so I'll just go see Emmy. Is that what you thought? She actually looks angry. Chance for some teasing my own presents itself. Actually, yeah, I guess you are. Emmy pouts, widening her eyes to give the maximum amount of puppy-dog resemblance. Kidding, I was kidding! So you are down here to stalk me? Wait, what? That's not what I meant! I stalk you anyway, it's not like you require stalking. You're not asleep or in class, you're down here, right? Emmy laughs at this comment. Well, you're not at all wrong, I suppose. You forgot about eating. I do that too, you know. I nod, conceding the point. Plus, I hang out with Rin sometimes too, so really I might take some effort to stalk. But you two do it together anyway. You don't seem to have a lot in common. She puts her hands on her hips and assumes a superior air. That's what you think? I got all sorts of hidden hobbies, you know. Really? Like what? Emmy puts her head to one side as she's trying to remember what it is she does in her free time. Well, Rin and I go out shopping sometimes. I guess that makes sense. Emmy's a girl after all. But Rin comes with you? We usually swing by the art supply store. Plus, she likes the music store that sells all kinds of weird sounding stuff. She says it helps her focus. That makes a little more sense. I see. Any other hidden hobbies? Emmy wags a finger at me. Now, I'm going to reveal all my dark secrets to you. We hardly know one another. So I think that's all that Emmy has in the way of hobbies. Still, I don't think my question's been answered. If you do have a few hobbies, I still don't see why you hang out with Rin so much. I mean, she's kind of weird, isn't she? That comment causes Emmy to laugh loudly. That's the understatement of the year. So why? I mean, you're a lot better at conversation and stuff, so I figured you'd hang out with a lot of people. I think I've only ever seen you hang out with Rin. Emmy seems unusually defensive. I see many vultures consuming substance, but that cunt is way more picky. Hey, I hang out with plenty of people that aren't Rin. You just don't see me doing it because I'm not in your classes. Okay, but that still doesn't explain why you hang out with Rin. I'm not even sure why I want to know this. I guess it's because lunch was so strange. Emmy shrugs, looking for a moment very Rin-ish. It's because we have similar outlooks. If you were to ask me, the least likely answer to my question, that would be it. What do you mean? It's like... okay, Rin paints and stuff, right? Yeah? Not sure where this is going. Well, I run. And that's why we're similar. You lost me. Emmy frowns as if trying to figure out her answer. No, is that we do things for the same reasons. Huh? You know, we follow our passions. So you're passionate about running and Rin's passionate about art. Is that it? Well, sort of. Let me think. Well, Rin explained it to me once, but I don't know how much of it I followed. Not surprising. I think any explanation from Rin would probably confuse anyone. She says that we both chase after an extreme. Like she's always trying to find a new way to show a particular feeling or something. I run because of the feeling I get from it. Since we don't allow ourselves to be slowed down by anything, we make a connection based on that. What do you mean, slowed down by anything? Emmy looks surprised and points to her legs. You know, because I'm a runner, and Rin's a painter even without arms. So we respect each other's determination. And that's why we hang out. I think. Well, I'm not sure that made any sense to me, but from Emmy's sheepish expression, she's not sure about either. Honestly, it's not something I think about much. We just get along. I think that's really all that matters. I suppose she's got a point there. Then her question strikes me, and since I've got nothing better to do, I ask it. So what got you into running anyway? Oh, I've been running since I was really little. My dad was a runner, and as soon as I could walk, he started teaching me how to run. First with the crawling, then with the running, then the walking, and then suddenly the running. It was our father-daughter thing, you know? Our own mutual hobby. A shadow crosses her face, and I'm shocked to see her looking sad. Something happened between them? Man, I don't have a lot of time left. Sorry, but I gotta get a few more laps in before I go see the nurse. She races off around the track, her hair streaming in the wind. It seems to me that she's a lot faster than she was this morning. As she runs the track, I catch a glimpse of her face. It's as much the same as it was this morning, but her eyes seem to have taken on a harder edge. I guess she's right. I don't really know much about her. I watch her run for a little while and then stand up to head back to my room. Hey! She's obviously leaving and ways to catch my attention. Don't forget, same time tomorrow morning. Got it? Got it. I head back to my room. Homework beckons. I can't sleep. My body's tired, but my mind is kept awake, staring at the ceiling in the hollow darkness of my room. I grasp desperately for a thread of thought, hoping that I can run my brain into the ground. All I can think of is how I can't think of anything. This is not productive at all. Or this is a side effect of my medication, though it seems odd for it to take so long to show up. Then again, maybe I'm just not used to my new surroundings as I like to think. I don't know, but for whatever reason, I'm awake and I shouldn't be. This is ridiculous. Ignoring my body's stiffness, I get out of bed and look at my clock. 4 in the morning. Last time I checked, it was only 1, so maybe I slept a little. I don't know. I throw on some clothes and head out of my room. A walk might do me some good. I'm surprised at how chilled the air is compared to the relative warmth of the day. I can almost see my breath as I wander the campus, waiting for the sun to come up or for me to fall asleep. At this point, either option works for me. I find myself at the track, where for the first time, Emmy's not out running. I suppose that makes sense. It's too early, even for her. The bleacher seats are cold, but at this point I welcome this sensation. The sun is starting to show its face over the horizon. I know with an awful certainty that I'll get no more sleep tonight. The sun's steadily strengthening rays start to warm me up, and I watch the dew on the ground begin to steam slightly. My mind calms down a little. Someone's shaking me. Hey, wake up! I guess I fell asleep after all. What are you doing out here? You're gonna catch a cold or something. I rub my eyes and confronted by Rin, who bends over with me with a worried expression. I'm still a little groggy, so my response comes out in a mumble. Couldn't sleep. Watch the sun come up. Sounds like something Rin would say. I shrug, feeling the stiffness that comes with sleeping on a bench for a few hours. Is it? I wouldn't know. Emmy grins a little at my somewhat cranky response. So, couldn't sleep, eh? Obviously, we need to run you harder today. Even though I've only known her for about a week, this seems like a very Emmy-ish response to the problem. Hey, my body was plenty exhausted after yesterday. My mind was just racing, that's all. I don't see the difference. You run hard enough, your brain will get tired too. I'm seriously questioning the wisdom of doing this first thing in the morning. I don't know if my grades will be able to handle me tiring my brain out like that. Eddie pulls you up from his bleachers with surprising strength for someone her size. Now, come on, Haisao, we got work to do. I don't actually know if I'm up to this today, to be honest. I mean, I obviously didn't get much sleep, and what sleep I got was on the bleachers. I don't know. Should I really be running? Emmy glares at me. Good heavens. What are you talking about? Of course you should be running. How else are you going to expect to work out the kinks? You're sleeping on the bleachers, for heaven's sakes. Best way to get that soreness out is to run a little. Now stop hiding in the bleachers and get down here. As for arguing that, I'm pretty sure she'd kill me if I didn't do as she said. I get to my feet and hop down to the track. The sun is warming up things rather nicely, I think. Amy and I begin to stretch out. I find myself once again hard-pressed not to stare. This is how I have to wake up every day. I might be able to get used to this. You know, Haisao, it's not polite to stare. I wasn't staring, I swear. Amy raises an eyebrow and considers me for a minute, as if evaluating my response. There's a brief moment where I'm afraid for my life. Then she smiles and laughs, shaking her head slowly. Honestly, you didn't have to deny it so strenuously. In response, I clap my hands together and go for a change of subject. So, that's enough stretching, right? Amy gives a casual shrug. Do you feel stretched? That's how you really tell. Well, I do feel up to the run, if that's what she means. Yeah, I feel ready to go. Same as yesterday, okay? We'll just run for a mile at a steady pace. Don't worry about going really fast, just worry about keeping the pace, got it? You're the boss. Amy grins again, and we take off around the track. I think I'm gonna die. We're not even done with the first lap and my legs are on fire. My breath is coming in ragged gasps. I can feel sweat pouring down my brow. We've only just rounded the second turn. Come on, Haisao, you got 3 more laps to go. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this! I think I might hurl. So now we're on the second lap. Amy's not even sweating. How can she do this so effortlessly? For some reason, I'm still moving. She's like a machine. Third lap. What happened to the second? Almost there, Haisao. Liar, we got another 2. Nothing to be done. I Can't do this. Emmy rolls around and begins running backwards. Her face is a mask of anger that surprises me. Never say that! You say that, you'll have already lost. Keep moving. If you're alive, you can keep moving, damn it! Oh, language! We're on the 4th lap now. She seems to want me to keep going. Legs move. Move. I feel so sluggish. I'm in mud, or molasses, or tar. I can't go on. I'll go on. Final stretch, I saw! Give it all you got! I put my legs up as fast as they'll go. They keep refusing to obey my commands. Somehow, I keep moving. Somehow, I finish. That's it, I saw! I knew you had it in you! The anger Emmy showed me long ago is gone, replaced with pride. She's positively radiant, like she just won the gold medal or something. I stagger to a stop and fall to my hands and knees, gasping for air. My heart's pounding far harder than it has in a long time. I don't think it's on this sense. Wait, internet problems again? Is it back up? Things okay? Okay. It's alright, come on, internet, stop being so jumpy. I think it's in this sense. Oh god. Please slow down, heart. Just slow down, stop racing. I cough, and for some reason, I feel a grin crossing my face. So this is how I die, huh? Trying to stay healthy? How ironic. I'm ready to give it right there. And then I feel my heart slow down. 2 hands grab under my arms and tug upwards. Look up and see Emmy standing over me with a mixture of delight and worry. On your feet! Come on, you'll never catch your breath that way. Somehow I manage to stand. I try to raise my arms above my head, but they feel like lead. I start to walk around the track while Emmy keeps close to me, like she's afraid I'll fall over or something. She may not be far off. I feel terrible, and say so. Emmy laughs. But you finished, didn't you? You said you couldn't, but you did. Isn't that worth it? I'm not sure. I don't really have the breath to say so. That small grin I felt on my face earlier hasn't left. So what if my heart's weak? I still survived this morning. Maybe I'll survive tomorrow, too. As soon as it becomes apparent that I'm not going to suddenly keel over, Emmy takes off on her sprints. I don't know how the hell she manages to sprint after running a mile, but I guess she's in much better shape than me. Once again, I walk around the track. I can't help but watch Emmy sprint. It's weird, but she's like a different person when she's pushing herself. Last time I noticed her eyes, this time it's her mouth that catches my attention. She's not wearing her normal grin. She's still smiling, but there's a tightness to it. It's almost grim, like she's fighting a losing battle, but doesn't care. She seems to be running harder, like she did yesterday. Sweat has started to pour down her face, but she keeps going. Her mouth finally opens as she can no longer get enough air through her nose. As she passes me once more, legs pumping, arms swinging in time, and her hips slightly parted. She looks beautiful. Protag-kun can't contribute to the spirit bomb in the States. After we both taken some laps around the track to cool down, Emmy changes back to her usual self. The transformation I saw in her is gone. Not bad today, Haisao. There's almost admiration in her voice. How do you mean? I would have stopped if you hadn't yelled at me. Emmy colors a little, seemingly embarrassed about her outburst. Sorry about that. I just can't stand to see people give up. Especially about something like this. Saying I can't go on is silly when you're obviously going on while you're saying it. That's what this is all about. What, saying silly things? Emmy sticks her tongue out at me. Idiot, I mean showing that you're alive. Showing I'm alive, huh? I didn't know it had to be so painful. Does feel pretty good despite that. Besides, this is one of the hardest days. What do you mean? Whenever you start a workout, it's difficult the first day, really hard the second day, then the third day is easier. You still get days that are really hard, but they'll pop up less and less. She couldn't maintain the transformation, it was too much energy, or maybe it was not enough energy. So this will eventually get really easy, huh? Yeah, of course. But then you have to increase the difficulty or you'll never get ahead. You'll just get complacent, then you'll lose the sense of accomplishment. So you'll have to run more than just 4 laps, huh? Yep, but not for a while. You'll have to be careful, you know. A thought strikes Emmy and her face lights up. Got it! Got what? You can come with me to see the nurse. That way you won't fall over dead or anything. How charming. When? Right now, of course. We'll need a shower and everything, right? We don't have much time when. Then, grabbing my hand, she's off, pulling me along with her. My goodness, but you're in a hurry today, aren't you, Emmy? I had no idea how we got to the nurse's office so fast, but here we are. Nurse grins at Emmy and seems to completely ignore me. You have plenty of time to take a shower and get to class, you know. So I need to run through the hallways like that. I could hear you coming a mile away. So it doesn't seem like he's actually scolding at me at all. It's like the sort of routine between the two of them. And he does a passable imitation of remorse. I'm sorry, I won't ever do it again. Nurse and Emmy both laugh at some private joke. Suddenly, it seems that he notices me. Ah, hello, Haisao. What brings you here? Well, Haisao officially joined me on my morning runs. I started to explain, but Emmy cuts me off. I thought he might need to visit you so he doesn't die or anything. First raises an eyebrow in mock horror. Yes, that would certainly put me out of a job fast, wouldn't it? Well then, Haisao, let's have a look at you. Lift up your shirt, would you? I'm suddenly very conscious of the fact that Emmy's in the room with me and blushed in spite of myself. First seems to sense my discomfort, but only seems to amuse him. A bit shy, are we? He makes an apologetic bow to Emmy. Sorry, Emmy, I tried to get you a free show, but it doesn't seem to have worked. Emmy stiffens slightly and fires a look of annoyance at him. You're an asshole. Emmy bows to me apologetically. I'll be outside, okay, Haisao? I begin to stammer that it's not really a big deal. She doesn't have to leave, but she's already out the door, and the nurse is laughing as he watches her go. Still got it? I don't follow. He laughs again like he's on some joke that's over my head. I can still get her flustered. It's a competition of sorts we had going on for a while now. That sounds incredibly sinister to me. It seems as if the nurse realizes that too. That sounded a lot worse than it actually is, come to think of it. I wasn't gonna say anything. No, you're right. I should fill you in so you don't get the wrong idea. I'm actually relatively new here, you see. Got hired in the same year Emmy started going here. Before that, I worked with Emmy during her initial rehab following her accident. Hold on, what? We had to amputate her legs after a really nasty car wreck. Nearly killed her and succeeded. He shuts up abruptly. I blink at receiving this unexpected piece of news. Well, that's not my place to say. Anyway, we've known each other for quite a while now. So we have a slightly more familiar relationship than strictly professional. He seems embarrassed, like he's done something stupid. I guess he's really worried about that. I have a hand to him to let him know it's not a big deal. Don't worry, sir. I promise I'm gonna be discreet. I have been wondering about what caused Emmy to lose her legs, and that was one of the scenarios I thought of. There's only so many ways that could have happened, but actually hearing about the facts, it's still a little shocking. Well, thanks. You're a good kid, Haisao. I can see why Emmy became friends with you. She's quite indomitable, you know. What do you mean? You didn't see her learning to walk. She'd go for so much longer than the others in the hospital. She refused to quit. Normally, it takes years to get to a point where you can even think about running again. Emmy did it about in a year. You don't seem so proud of her, like a father who watches his daughter win a competition or something. Hell, she'd probably have done it faster if not for the fact that we wouldn't let her. Wouldn't let her? Why not? Because she'd go for so long that her legs would start bleeding where they met her prosthetics. It's a real concern. That's why she comes by every day after she runs. Say nothing of the risk of infection if her legs got cut up with her prosthetics are dirty. But enough about that. If we don't get you on your way soon, Emmy will think we're up to something. As he does this, he gives a wink and begins checking my heartbeat. The stethoscope is way too cold. He should have heated up or something before using it. After a few moments, he leans back, satisfied. Well, you sound pretty normal, good to me, Hisao. You didn't have any chest pains while you were running, did you? No, not really. I had some trouble catching my breath, though, and my heart was racing by the end, too. Nurse frowns as I say this, but then shrugs. It's probably just because you're out of shape, but if you don't improve, then you should let me know, okay? Don't push yourself too much, and of course, if you have any chest pains, come to me immediately, right? I put my shirt back on, and the nurse leans out of the doorway to call on Emmy. What took you so long? Now I'm gonna be late! Nurse gives me a significant look. I was just seducing Hisao, that's all. What? Come on! What have I told you about seducing my friends? I expected Emmy to be shocked by this, but instead she seems to be merely annoyed, scolding the nurse as if he were a child stealing cookies. Meanwhile, I try not to blush at the nurse's innuendo. I'll try not to do it again, although I fear young Hisao may be lost to the female gender forever. Not freaking likely. I didn't mean to say that out loud, but both the nurse and Emmy regarded me for a moment before bursting into laughter again. Told you it was funny, didn't I? Huh, I guess Emmy does talk to the nurse about a lot of stuff. Well, Hisao, you should probably get moving. You still need a shower before class starts, don't you? Crap, he's got a point, and it looks like I've only got half an hour. Thanks for your time. I'll see you again later, Emmy. I dash out of the room as the nurse begins to remove Emmy's prosthetics. I sit down in the hallway. I can just barely hear his voice drifting after me. Emmy, you've got to be more careful. Alright, now I gotta take a stop to read the chat because crap. Oh, hi Roz. Are you still here? Or did you disappear? Give me a second. I guess she left. It wouldn't be a Disney movie if it didn't have any Wait a minute. Then the doctor pulls out a stethoscope. It's a device so sinister, so icy cold, when it touches your bare flesh. I make it back to my room and shower in record time. It occurs to me that I've already been up for 4 hours and class hasn't even started yet. This is going to be a really, really long day. I hope I don't fall asleep in class. Alright, this is the next intermission. I think I'll stop here if that's alright for everyone. After all, you need to stop at some point, and I think this is a good place to do so. Oh, we got serious music playing. What is it? Track meeting? I guess next we'll be seeing the track meeting. That'll be fine, I guess. But Roz just kind of got here. Well, I guess that's true. I guess I could go on for a little bit longer. Well, also, my mom just got back home, and I kind of wanted to see how her day's been. I guess I could. I'll give this stream a few more minutes, and go see how she's doing. I'll be back. And then I guess I can continue for one more chapter. I'll be back. Well, I'm back, and well, according to my viewer list, according to my viewer list, Roz isn't here. So, actually, she is here. Never mind. I'm looking at the moderators list. I guess I'll continue for one more thing, but right now, give me a second. I'm gonna stop the stream for a second, but then I'll hop back on. But I don't remember being on this. Oops, now I'm just messing up. I'll see you in a sec.